Hello and good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope that you all survived the price action we got yesterday, and weren't too shaken out by that. But yeah, I just thought I would give you all a update on the markets again, how I see them this morning. This is the first time I've looked at the chart this morning, so as usual, I will just be mainly saying what I see and making plans from there. Um, so, yeah, I think we all know what happened yesterday. It was quite a nice move down. For me, this was a bullish move so far. Basically, we were in this range for what, 9 days in total. We could see that price was starting to make these consecutive lower highs, and then we started to break down. So we lost key support, came back tested, and now it dropped now to our weekly level. So if you go onto a weekly chart, what you can see is we have this weekly, which isn't, it's not massive, but when price has just been going up like it has been, you've got to take note of where these candle closes are, and for that to be the prior week close, that would be a level that people are looking at. So yeah, and that basically was our first support below this range for a potential sweep of the lows and a swing failure pattern of those lows. So what am I looking for now? I've been in a long since we first hit, and each kind of attempt lower, I was adding to that long. I took profit initially once we came back to the range lows here. So you can take almost here to here as your range. Just try to make that as straight as possible. But this is the range that we're in, just formed by this two candles. Yeah, so I was in a long. I took profit here. I added again back down here. And what I was saying last night and throughout the day yesterday is that I was looking for this to reclaim the low of the range, so that we then have a confirmed swing failure pattern of that range, and then we can look for higher prices. So if you didn't get into a long down here, if you're a more conservative trader, I'm not that much of a conservative trader. I get quite aggressive when we move down, and I see support. But if you are more conservative, then reclaiming here and looking for a long for a move up would be fairly low risk in my opinion. So you could have got in here, had your lows, and potentially been looking at the high of the range. We do have resistance coming in, and I will go over that in a minute, but this is a possible setup that you do have. Of course, we could also have a deviation of the range. You could extend that further, or we can stop partway. Yeah, so what have we done this morning? It looks like we've had a nice back test after it was resistance, came back to the lows, another opportunity to get in on a long here, broke this resistance, and now we are currently back testing it as support. So as long as this holds here and we don't go back into this area, then I'm looking for higher prices. If we do come back down here, then we do need to be aware that there will be support. So it could be that these lows here are taken and we bounce off of the golden pocket here, which again, it's not ideal. I would probably feel more bearish because it hasn't had one of those higher lows upon accumulating, and you've had plenty of chance to get in here. So if we do return down here, then we could be looking for these lows to be taken. Yeah, so far so good. We'll see how this develops throughout the day. Personally, my trade was I am looking for something like this now. this would now be my invalidation as taking these lows. And I've taken my first profit. I've not taken profit again yet because I've only just woken up. A bit of a late morning for me today. So yeah, what do we have up here? So this, you can see on my chart here, it is our monthly open, but we also have a few confluence areas to go with that. So if we take our fixed range of this whole range that we're in, we have our point of control up here. We have our value area low down here, so that again could be a local resistance, and that probably ties in quite well with our... okay, we can maybe... So yeah, you have resistance here. We would have an area of resistance on this weekly open, and that comes back into a bit of congestion and a high volume area, and then you can take it to the highs, and we have this zone up here, which is what I'm looking at mainly. You can add the 786 to that possibly. So yeah, there is obviously resistance that we need to get through, but this is the area. So this 58,800 area is what I'm looking for. This would be the next time I would maybe look to close out completely of my long and possibly look for shorts. So it would come up and I'd probably be looking for it to come back down and maybe up again after that, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, what else happened? So just a bit more on the move that we did get. So I want to check a few things this morning. The VWAP, so again we have our VWAP weekly, I believe. Yep, our weekly VWAP resistance coming in at 57,700, around about there. We have our monthly, where this weekly open is at the moment, so you have to be aware of that as well. So weekly resistance comes in around our value area low of this range. Monthly resistance comes in around these highs and our weekly open, and currently we'll be above our session VWAP, so that could be something to look at. If we can continue to get support here, then our session VWAP is going to be helping to improve its chances of holding. As we're on VWAPs, we also have... Oh, I never know where to look for these. I always lose them. There we go. Anchored VWAP. So if we take an anchored VWAP from this low, if we take an anchored VWAP from this low, and if we take one from this high, you'll see how well they've all been interacting with price. So from our low of this entire consolidation, this, I should make that a different color, green, because it's currently support. So this has been supporting price, and we got a perfect touch of it yesterday. So we came into this weekly, swept the lows, got this touch of the VWAP, and now we've started to move upwards. What we have on these other two are, if you do take it from the low, we are currently, whoops, deleted it. We are below that at the moment. So there is that to be aware of. We do have resistance right here, and we do have resistance coming in from above right here. So our VWAP from the top, from our all-time high, has been supporting price. So you could see it was acting as resistance, 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 flipped into support. It acted as support once, twice, and now it is as resistance again. We'll have to zoom out all the way back here for these to show up. So this is where they currently are now. If we can reclaim all of this, and we can continue to hold here, and we can move above. Then again, that is another resistance cleared, and these two are coming in quite heavy. There'll be a number of people looking at these, so something to be aware of. We do have resistance above right now. We are getting a slight rejection from that, but we do also have support below. So we're in this little bit of a zone where you could probably take this trade either way. So you have a long that you would be wanting to take from the low of the range, and you could trade that up to here or up to the highs. Then you have a short, which you could, if you like trading VWAPs. I do like trading VWAPs. So we have a short that you could take within this area, and you could almost say just take it back to the lows now, and that's quite a good risk to reward here now that we've had this attempt higher and we're back below. So whether you're bullish, whether you're bearish, there are trades to be had right now. Both of them are fairly low risk. Okay, so I'll remove these. I'll remove that as well. What we also have is, oh, they're all coming back now. If we are to have a look on Exo here, we have our daily point of control right here. So that is now acting as resistance as well. So we not only do we have those VWAPs coming down, we have this daily point of control, and we obviously have a daily value area high here that was created from this, so it wasn't a rejection, that was just created. And all my levels have disappeared. Thank you, Exo. But yeah, that's useful. So Exo crashes just as I go on there. All right. So I think that's Bitcoin covered. I am in a long, and I am looking for 58,800 for the next possible short position. If we break down lower, then the entire world knows, and if you don't, you're crazy, that we have our CME gap on at 54,000. We have this trend line, which could act as support as well. So if this fails and we start to make these as the low of the range, then we could maybe see something like that. Or we could dip down here, deviation of that trend line, and work up from there. Or we could just go blah, blah, blah. Yeah, different scenarios. Yeah, I guess that covers it. Like I was saying yesterday, I wouldn't be surprised. I think the most likely option is that we do stay in a range for the next week or so. Volume is still declining overall. So if we say look on the hourly chart, there's still plenty of room for this to come down to bore everyone out of the market. So we could just go and flatline and then make a move up or down from there. Okay, let's have a very quick look at Ethereum. So Ethereum had its rejection. I don't have many levels on my Ethereum chart. There would obviously be a reason why it rejected up here. I think it's probably got more to do with the US dollar chart on this occasion. But we did have the highs, it took the highs, and we've got that rejection down. But yeah, again on, okay, this looks really, really good. So Ethereum, this is what I've been hoping for and what I've been waiting for with Ethereum, is that we had this break of all-time high last week. Everyone got really bullish. Everyone would have been buying up here, being like, oh, we're consolidating under the resistance, it's going to go to the moon. But no, if you're patient as a trader and you wait for your high quality trades, then more often than not you will have the opportunity to get that. So again, we have this weekly level, same as Bitcoin, but a bit more of an important weekly level this time, which was our previous week all-time high weekly close that I was looking for to act as support. We also had this daily order block from here, which again I was expecting to act as support, and we had this golden pocket area just below that. So Ethereum was really good. Again, I bought the first touch of this and I had been adding afterwards, and what I was looking for was a reclaim of this daily level, similar to Bitcoin, as that gets us back into the range, and then you can look for range highs. So what we have is very, very similar. We have currently tested it as resistance once, twice, broken through, and now we're coming back and attempting to hold as support right now. So we'll see what happens with this. Again, if this fails, you do have, I guess you could say it has a bit of a scrappy wedge going on here. There's no way you'd know where to put the lows, but you've also got this channel here. So you can probably make a parallel channel from this, which may be where connect these lows. So highs. Okay, you can bring that down to get this touch point in. We have a channel with a midpoint here, which could help. If not, we'd be looking again back down. You could go low to high, and where would our support be there? You'd probably, by the time it gets down there, be looking at maybe a pull like this, which just takes these lows, and then we can move high or come back down to the lows here. But yeah, Ethereum looks really good to me. I'm in a long, and for Ethereum anyway, I'm trading this to all-time highs now. Whereas Bitcoin, I'm a bit more just trading the range still. Litecoin. Again, BTC pair, I just have key monthly levels that I'm looking for. I'm not doing anything too fancy on the Litecoin chart. If we can get back above this monthly and hold it, then that looks great. If not, then we could create a range along here and then start to think about moving up later on. The US dollar chart, on the other hand, was again into an area of support. So we had a move down. We took out a monthly level that had been resistance previously, so resistance here, and again we'd had this break of it before a big move down, resistance, break it again. So at the moment it looks very similar to this, and once again this monthly level is holding price down. So Litecoin struggling a little bit, but it did come into support, and I do like how we got that bounce here. So again, you could say this is forming a little bit of a wedge going on here. Not that that's something I trade, but it is important to be aware of that. That Litecoin's not out of the water yet. I think if it can get back above this monthly, if it can hold 220 and just consolidate here. Does it have VWAP? Not a lot of help there. We'll see what happens with Litecoin. This has been going on for 20 minutes. It's been going on far too long. I don't really want to keep these short, but then I start talking nonsense. So, I will be around in the Discord for the rest of the day as normal. If we have any good price action again, then I will, yeah, I'm sure I will update you then. Okay, so this trend line as well, which is a bit, draw it how you like. Resistance still, so we've probably got this as well now. Yeah, okay. So from an initial high, from our high to our first low, we do have to get through this speed fan before we're thinking of higher prices. So yeah, we're in an area where there is obvious resistance above, and there is now quite clear support from this low of the channel that it needs to hold. So yeah, we'll see how it goes with that. I will leave it there, and I will speak to you all in the chat, and have a great day. Bye.